What's up, guys? All right, so I don't know if a lot of you guys are new here. Well, first, welcome back to JodabeniTV. Today's another amazing day to get out there. I'm going to be better today than we were yesterday. And for anybody who's planning to play college, I think this topic is going to be very important to all of those who are going to be playing in the NCAA, especially if you think you're one of those high caliber players that will be able to make income in the future. Hello, Israel. So today it's the official day that the NCAA is actually allowing players, if it's soccer, if it's basketball, if it's football, any sport in the NCAA is now allowed to, players are allowed to make money off of their own name, likeness, and image. The reason why this is so important is because being a Division I player, whenever you go to school, you're not allowed to make money off a lot of things, but everybody else can. And it's not fair because we all go there to learn skills so that whenever we graduate, we can start making money. But sometimes if you find out something really good for you, you want to start it, you're not allowed to because your name's attached to whatever you do, which becomes an issue. So now, finally, the NCAA is allowing players to pretty much do whatever they want in terms of making money. And the good things is, as a Division I player, I wasn't allowed to make money off of my YouTube channel playing at a Division I level. And there's plenty of other players out there that put a lot of work. Us having YouTube channels didn't make us care less about the game. It actually made us care more because we had more people looking at our image attached to our skill set. And we knew if we did bad on the field, all of our subscribers would know, etc. And if anything, it pushed us even harder to, to reach those goals that we were claiming for. So I think that's a big aspect that's going to be changing. So anybody I would recommend anybody who's at any NCAA division to start building up their own brand. And the easiest way for people our age is pretty much to start it off with social media. If you have social media and you want to start, you want brands to find you, you have to be the guy who stands out. What's the difference between me and all the other 20,000 soccer players in college today? I have a YouTube channel. I have 15,000 subscribers, and I have an audience that brands are willing to work with. Other players who don't have that, they have to either depend on newspaper and articles for them to get that diversity and that, get a brand to pitch in money for people to see that. I got 10 blisters from ID Camp. So as you guys can see, we're getting to the point where a lot of people are getting mad. Some people are getting mad that athletes can get paid now, and some people are taking it really, really personal. I don't know if they're seeing it personal as in terms as they don't want players to get paid, or is it jealousy? Because I feel like anybody who's been an athlete in college, a lot of them understand how hard it is. Whenever I walked on my Division I school, I paid everything out of my pockets. It was all loan. And walking onto a team, you don't have any scholarships. And for a soccer team, the head coach only gives out 9 scholarships in total, right? Each scholarship, out of that 9, each scholarship is like a full ride. And he may give 1 or 2 players a full ride, and he'll split the cost with everybody else. So at the end of the day, if you're not getting a full ride and your family isn't sufficient enough to pay for your school cash, you have to get loans. And it applies the same thing in big football teams, big D1 basketball teams. Not everybody gets a scholarship. That's the misconception that a lot of people do. Yeah, the media may focus on a few select players, but those are the ones who are eating really well. But now this gives an opportunity for those who go to Division I schools that are paying out of pocket because they're good enough to play on that team, but the coach doesn't have the extra scholarship to fund that player. And this is going to be a good way because since they're at a big school, they have a name attached. They have the school name attached to their name, and brands can work with that and give them money here and there to maybe wear their shoes. wear their wristbands, little things like that that can help the player when he's off the pitch. Because whenever we play games, we go home, we have to study like everybody else. But everybody else didn't have to train like us. We had to travel, so we had to miss class. Now we come back and we can't, most of us can't work because we travel on the weekends, we have practice, mornings, afternoons. Where are we gonna get the time to work? And these loans just start adding up for these Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 players. Now let's say that guy graduates college because everybody says, oh, players shouldn't get paid because it's gonna ruin their love for their sport and blah blah blah. But he graduates, he has no professional contract, and he's starting out of college with a negative net worth. Even though he put all this effort into this school, the school made millions off of this player, and he got nothing. Nothing to his name once he leaves. Only a pat on the back and, all right, good luck paying your loans. We hope you find a job. And that's what happens to most athletes. And a lot of athletes don't make money from their sport outside of their university. So this is like a perfect opportunity to get them a head start, because anybody in a music major, they can get deals, sponsors by other music companies. The school won't say anything. He has to practice like us, but the school won't say anything whenever they're getting paid. And then it can be an art contest, and somebody practices art on the weekends just like we practice our sport. They go to competitions and they can actually submit their artwork places where they can receive a lot of income. And that's not fair for letting everybody in the school make money except for athletes because they're athletes. So I never understood that. In my opinion, I almost feel like being an athlete for a school program that especially that's big should count as work study, because it's a job. When that team is not successful, the school doesn't make money, and those players get nothing. And this is just like having slaves on the field that you don't want to pay them, but they make you all of this income. And whenever they say, oh, we want to make our own money, you get mad. Like the NCAA was trying so hard to hold on to their slaves, but now that players are going to be getting endorsements directly, the NCAA won't get any money. So if you think about it, last year in 2019, the NCAA made over $1 billion, right? With $1 billion, I'm pretty sure even if they took 1% of that, it would have covered all of the student athletes' fees, their housing, their food, and their academics. But yeah, you still have players who receive that have to get loans while their coach is getting $1 million. I don't understand that. And little things like that. And over time, athletes like me and those who understand the system are graduating and are coming back, and they were fighting for this. And everybody knows Destroying, one of the first people who had a YouTube channel, and that was like, NCAA went crazy. It was in the news and everything. Destroying pretty much got muted. They were just like, oh, you can't play because you're getting money, because you're a football player for UCF. Let the kid make his money. If anything, he was playing so well while having a YouTube channel. It brought so much attention that whatever they were saying was actually working in reverse. They were saying it's going to be a distraction, etc. But everybody were coming on his YouTube channel to watch him play football. That's actually the opposite of him being distracted out of his sport. And people are saying if money is involved, will players lose the love of the game? People lose the love of the game because they don't receive anything from it. All the seniors that I know that end up quitting their junior year or the senior year, they quit because they put in all this effort, and sometimes they don't even know if they're gonna play professionally. So there's no incentive to play on the team anymore. But if you have guys who can earn sponsorships, endorsements, whenever their junior year, they want to keep having their college paid for in those aspects, even though the coach may be recruiting better players. And it's okay, because you can earn money from endorsements. And this will allow the coach to start taking those scholarship money from the people that he was paying originally to give it to new guys. And that's one of the benefits of it. So as we can see, today's gonna be it's gonna be a pretty good day. There's already 2 basketball girls that already signed their first endorsement today with Boost Mobile. And as time goes on, everything is just gonna be blowing up. And I just want to remind everybody that's watching this, if you're a student athlete, take advantage, because once you're out of the university, nobody cares about you unless you sign pro. But other than that, if you can build a social media presence, it's gonna carry you a long way. Even if you don't play your sport anymore, you have those brand deals that you worked with in the past. There's other opportunities that's gonna be presented to you because of your networking skills. And even so, it might even help your journey on signing a professional contract. So yes, as of right now, players can get paid like sponsorships. And schools that know certain players, and apparently the NCAA says just the student has to let the school know how much is getting paid. So if a coach knows a player is going to be getting paid $100,000, there's no reason for him to give him a big sum of scholarship, because he knows most of that is going to cover it, which will allow for the players that don't get anything to have their school things paid for. So now we're going to have more student athletes that are going to be taken care of, while those who do excel at extraordinary levels do receive their extra profits for being an outstanding player. And I think that's 100% fair, because previously the way NCAA had it was like, you're working at a restaurant and your manager tells you, I'm not going to pay you because you're working here because you love cooking. You may love cooking, but I'm pretty darn sure you would not stay there if he says, I'm not gonna pay you because I want you to be here for the love of cooking. And that's the biggest take out of this. And yeah, so now I'm gonna be checking the chat and see if you guys have anything to say about it. Okay. Am I a pro yet? I'm on my way as of right now. So my channel is pretty much, I don't know if you're a returning subscriber or a new viewer, but I'm on my journey to signing my first professional contract. I played at UTRGV in the last year, and this year I'm trying to see if I can break into the professional road for soccer. Are they just allowed to make money off endorsements though? Like, they aren't being paid to play still though, right? Yeah, as of right now, athletes aren't getting paid to play the sport itself. I honestly think it's going to be coming very soon. But most players just, they can only make off endorsement deals. So right now, the number is still limited to the amount of players, because sponsorships and all these companies are going to be focusing on those players who are hot, who people have their eyes on. So whatever they put on them, people will see and want to buy. So on that note, I think I'm going to end this live stream. Just some great news I wanted to share, because having a YouTube channel and not being able to make an income on it while playing Division 1 kind of sucks, because the school kind of humbled players that wanted to make a lot of money. But hey, is there a limit to how much money the students can receive? There's no limit. There's no limit. So if you're a baller, you get to eat and your family gets to eat. Because there's some players at the very top in in the football, in the NCAA football, the school will take care of that student 100%, fully covered. You get meals, but that one person comes from a family who's really poor. Just because they're treating him right doesn't mean his family is eating right. So I don't think it's fair that players couldn't make money to help their families, but now they can receive income to help their families that aren't getting treated well like them. Yes, I'm going to post this on my YouTube right now. So on that note, I hope you guys have a blessed day today. And let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Do you think this was a good move by the NCAA? Was it a bad move? If you're planning to become a Division 1 player, do you think this is going to be helpful for you, or do you think you're going to be distracted? We'll see. It's going to be an interesting fall semester, 100%, that's for sure. All right, see you guys in the next video. JodabeniTV is out.